The last 60 seconds before you close your front door may do more to shape your dog's entire day than anything else you do. Not the walk, not the food bowl, not the toy you left out. Those final 60 seconds. Because in that tiny window, your dog is reading you, your voice, your breathing, the speed of your hands. And from that, their nervous system makes one decision. And it's a big one. Is this safe, or is this an emergency? If your dog decides it's an emergency, the next 6 hours don't look like rest. They look like pacing, barking at nothing, chewing the corner of the couch, scratching at the door frame until their nails wear down. Some dogs howl for hours after the car pulls away, and their owners never even know it's happening. And here's the part that hurts. Most of the owners causing this are the most loving owners of all. They're not neglecting their dogs. They're doing the opposite. They're saying goodbye with so much emotion that their dog reads it as a warning signal. Today I'm going to walk you through 5 things you can do in under a minute before you walk out the door that tell your dog's brain something very specific. You are safe, and I am coming back. Stay with me to number 5 especially, because it's the one almost every busy owner gets wrong, and it may be the single loudest anxiety trigger in your home right now. If you care about your pet's health, subscribe to Puppy's Health. We share life-saving tips every day. And since we're talking about anxiety today, I have to point you to something. The complete dog health guide I put together has an entire section on canine mental health, separation stress, fear responses, why some dogs spiral and others settle, and exactly what to do about each one. It's the part I get the most messages about because so many owners had no idea their dog's bad behavior was actually fear. It's linked in the description below. Grab it while this is fresh in your mind. Now, let's get into it. Why your dog panics when the door closes? Let's start with something most owners never had explained to them. Your dog did not evolve to be alone. Dogs are a social species down to the bone. In the wild, being separated from the group wasn't inconvenient. It was dangerous. It meant no protection, no help, no warmth. So over thousands of years, a very old part of the canine brain learned to treat separation as a threat worth reacting to. Now, fast forward, your dog lives in a warm house with a soft bed and a bowl that never runs empty. But that ancient wiring didn't disappear. It's still sitting there, listening. And here's what most pet owners never realize. Your dog isn't reacting to the door closing. Your dog is reacting to everything that happened in the 10 minutes before it. Behaviorists call these predeparture cues, your keys, your shoes, the specific bag you carry on work days, the way you check your phone twice, the sound of your zipper. Your dog cataloged all of it. Weeks ago, I heard from an owner whose Labrador Max would start panting the moment she reached for her hairdryer. Not the door, the hairdryer. Because in Max's world, the hairdryer meant she was going somewhere without him, and he had put those two things together long before she noticed. That's not disobedience. That's not being dramatic. That's a highly intelligent animal doing exactly what his brain was built to do, predict. Which means we're not going to try to hide our departures. That doesn't work, and honestly, it's not fair to the dog. We're going to do something better. We're going to change what those cues mean. Step 1. The quiet connection. Here's what happens in most homes right before someone leaves. Energy spikes. The owner feels guilty, so they get loud and fast. Frantic instructions. Be good. Mommy will be back. Yes, you're a good boy. All in that high, excited voice. And their heart is in the right place. But think about what that does. You just took your dog to an emotional peak, and then the door shut. That's a cliff. There's no landing. Research on dog and human bonding suggests that calm, steady contact helps a dog regulate their own stress response. And one of the most powerful signals you can give isn't a speech at all. It's your calm presence. Think of it like a quiet handshake between two nervous systems. You're not saying anything with your mouth. You're saying it with your body. Nothing is wrong here. This is an ordinary Tuesday. So, here's what to do. About a minute before you leave, go to your dog. Don't call them to you. Go to them. Soften your face. Relax your jaw. Let your shoulders drop. Then make gentle, easy eye contact for about 10 to 15 seconds. Not a hard stare. A hard stare is confrontational in dog language, and it will do the opposite of what you want. This is soft, half-lidded, the way you'd look at someone you've known for 20 years. And then, This part matters. You break eye contact first. You look away casually, like nothing important just happened. Because that's exactly the message. Nothing important is happening. Quick question for you. Does your dog start tracking you around the house before you've even touched your keys? Watching you like a little detective from the hallway? That's not clinginess. That's a dog reading microsignals you don't even know you're giving off. Step 2, release the tension your dog is holding. Second mistake, and it's a common one. We assume a quick pat on the head is comfort. It usually isn't. It's fast, it's on top of the head, which many dogs merely tolerate, and it doesn't touch the places where dogs actually hold physical tension. And this matters more than people think, because the body and the nervous system are on the same circuit. When the muscles stay tight, the brain keeps the alarm system switched on. It works in the other direction too. Loosen the body, and the alarm quiets down. Research on gentle, slow touch in animals suggests it can lower observable stress signals and help an animal settle into a calmer baseline. Vets and behaviorists often use slow contact work for exactly this reason. Where do dogs hold it? A few reliable spots: the webbing between the toes, the area where the front legs meet the chest, the base of the neck where it meets the shoulders, and along the muscle running down either side of the spine. Think about your own shoulders after a hard week. Someone presses slowly into that knot and your whole body exhales. You didn't fix your week, but your body stopped shouting. Here's what to do. Take about 30 seconds, slow circular strokes, with the pads of your fingers, not your fingertips, along the chest where the front legs connect, or gently between the toes if your dog allows paw handling. Slow is the whole point. If your hand is moving faster than a slow breath, you're too fast. You're not playing, you're not exciting them, you're releasing. Watch for the signs it's working. A big sigh, a yawn, the head lowering, eyes going soft or half closed, a dog that shifts their weight and settles. Those are your green lights, and if your dog moves away, let them. Forcing touch on an anxious dog is counterproductive. Try a different spot tomorrow. Step 3, make your exit boring. Now this is where I see the most damage done, and it's done entirely out of love. The dramatic goodbye, kneeling down, the long hug, the whispered, "I'm going to miss you so much." Looking back 3 times from the doorway with that sad face. I understand it completely, but your dog does not hear the words. Your dog reads the emotion, and the emotion says something serious is happening. Dogs mirror us. That's not sentimentality, it's well documented. If you treat walking out the door like a departure scene in a film, your dog will treat it like one too. And the dog's version of a departure scene is whining, pacing, and stress. Animal behavior, professionals often emphasize the same principle. Calm, predictable transitions reduce emotional spikes. Think of it like dimming a light instead of cutting the power. Same darkness, completely different experience. So, what to do? Make the last 2 minutes at home genuinely uneventful. No cuddle session, no speech, no apology in your voice. Right as you step out, one short line, low and flat. "See you later." That's it. Then you go. No pause in the doorway. No looking back. No returning because you forgot your phone and doing the whole goodbye again. I want to be honest with you. The first few times, this will feel cold. It will feel like you're being a bad owner. You are not. You are being a calm one. Your dog does not need your guilt. Your dog needs your steadiness. An owner named Priya told me her spaniel, Bella, used to start shaking the second Priya crouched down for the goodbye hug. She cut out the hug. Just the hug. Within about 2 weeks, Bella was watching her leave from the couch instead of the door. Have you ever noticed your dog seems to know you're leaving before you've done anything obvious at all? Tell me in the comments. I read them, and it shapes what I make next. And while you're down there, what's your dog's name? And what's the first sign of anxiety you notice when you start getting ready? If this is helping you, a quick like helps more pet owners find it. And it's not only separation anxiety, that same complete guide covers the wider picture too. Fear-based behavior, noise phobia, why anxiety changes as dogs age, and how it can look completely different in a senior dog than in a young one. There's also a full section on training and communication, which is where a lot of these problems actually get solved. It's all in one place, linked in the description. Now, back to the steps. Step 4. Leave your scent behind on purpose. Here's a step almost nobody thinks about, and it's free. Scent. We tend to clean before we leave the house, wipe the counters, spray something citrus, put the laundry in the wash, and we feel good about coming home to a fresh house. But you just erase something your dog was using. For your dog, your scent isn't a nice smell, it's information. It's a message that says, my person exists, my person was here, my group hasn't disappeared. Studies looking at separation-related stress in dogs suggest that access to a familiar owner's scent can help many dogs show calmer behavior and fewer stress signals during time alone. It's the same principle as a child with a security blanket. The blanket doesn't change anything about the world. It changes what the child feels on the inside. So here's what to do. Take a t-shirt you actually wore, worn, unwashed, ideally something you slept in or exercised in lightly. Put it in your dog's bed, crate, or wherever they choose to settle when you're gone. Not a freshly laundered shirt. That smells like detergent, not you. 2 practical notes. First, if your dog is a chewer or a shredder, use a larger item like an old sweatshirt and check it for damage. You don't want a swallowing risk. Second, refresh it every few days. Scent fades, and a stale shirt stops carrying the message. This helps a lot with rescue dogs in particular. A dog with a history of being rehomed often has a much louder alarm around abandonment, and scent speaks directly to that old fear. A rescue greyhound named Charlie, his owner started leaving her running shirt in his crate. Nothing else changed. The neighbor who used to hear him whining stopped mentioning it. Step 5, control the sound, not just the silence. Now number 5, the one I said not to miss. Most owners already know to leave something on, so they put the TV on a random channel, or leave a radio station playing, or hit shuffle on a playlist. And that can be worse than silence, because a TV isn't consistent. 10 quiet minutes of dialogue, then an advert at double the volume. A film trailer with an explosion, a siren, a doorbell in a show, and your dog runs to your actual door. Every one of those is a startle. And here's the problem. When you're home and something startles your dog, they look at you, see you're unbothered, and reset. That's called social referencing. When you're gone, there's no one to check with. So the startle doesn't reset. It stacks. Startle after startle, all day, with no off-ramp. Research suggests consistent, low-intensity sound, soft classical music, gentle nature soundscapes, or audio specifically designed for dogs, may support calmer behavior and helps mask unpredictable noise from outside. Slower tempo, minimal percussion, no sudden dynamic changes. Think of it as emotional air conditioning. You can't control the weather outside. You can absolutely control the climate inside. What to do? About 5 minutes before you leave, start a dedicated calming playlist or a nature soundscape. Steady, conversational volume, loud enough to soften the outside world, quiet enough that your dog can still hear the house. Start it before you leave, not as you're walking out. If the music starts at the exact moment the door closes, the music just becomes another departure cue. Avoid random TV. Avoid shuffle. Avoid anything with adverts. Predictable is the entire goal. If you only change one thing after this video, change this one. The warning signs that this is more than ordinary stress. Now, I want to be responsible with you because these 5 steps help enormously with everyday separation. Stress, but true clinical separation, anxiety is a diagnosable condition, and it needs more than a good routine. Here's what to watch for. Destruction focused specifically on exits, the door frame, the windowsill, the area right by where you leave, not random chewing, targeted. Attempts to escape that cause injury, broken nails, bleeding paws, damaged teeth, injuries from crate bars, drooling or panting heavily when you're gone, with no heat and no exertion to explain it. House soiling in a fully house-trained dog, only when alone, refusing food entirely while you're out. A dog who won't touch a stuffed toy or a favorite treat until you return. Vocalizing that starts within minutes of your departure and continues for a long stretch. A neighbor or a phone camera can tell you this. And distress that begins long before you leave, trembling, hiding, or a dog who won't eat breakfast because they can already tell today is a work day. If you're seeing several of these, please don't try to fix it alone. Talk to your veterinarian. There are medical conditions that look like anxiety and aren't: pain, thyroid problems, and in older dogs, cognitive decline, which can create nighttime restlessness and clinginess that looks exactly like separation anxiety, but requires a completely different approach. Your vet can rule those out and can refer you to a certified behaviorist or a veterinary behaviorist for a structured desensitization plan. In some cases, medication is appropriate, not as a shortcut, but to bring the dog's arousal low enough that training can actually work. There's no shame in that. Building this into something lasting. Let's zoom out because the 5 steps are the daily practice. But there's a bigger picture. Practice fake departures. Pick up your keys, put on your shoes, walk to the door, and then sit back down. Do it while you're watching television. Do it 10 times a week. You are quietly teaching your dog that keys don't reliably mean abandonment. Make sure the physical needs are actually met before you go. A dog who has had a real walk, sniffed properly, and emptied their bladder is starting from a much lower baseline than a dog going straight from bed to being alone. Give them a job for the first 20 minutes. A food puzzle or a stuffed frozen toy given right as you leave covers the hardest window. Because for most dogs, the peak of distress lands in the first 15 to 30 minutes. Keep your return as boring as your exit. Come in, put your things down, ignore the dog for a couple of minutes, and greet them once they've settled. A wild reunion makes the next departure feel bigger by contrast. And be patient with the timeline. This is nervous system work, not obedience. You're looking for change over weeks, not days. Here's what I want you to take away. When you do these 5 things, you're not just protecting your furniture or keeping the neighbors happy. You're speaking to your dog in a language written into their biology. You're teaching a nervous system something it was never sure of. Alone isn't danger, alone is rest. And they always come back. That's a lesson that changes a dog's whole life. And it's built one calm, boring, unremarkable goodbye at a time. Where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments below. And before you go, if today helped you understand your dog a little better, please know that separation anxiety is one piece of a much larger picture. The Complete Dog Health Guide takes you from the puppy weeks, through the adolescent stage where so much anxiety first appears, into the adult years, and all the way through the senior years when confusion and anxiety can return in a brand new form. Mental health, nutrition, warning signs, emergencies, first aid. It's the resource I wish every owner had on the shelf before they needed it. It's not a replacement for your vet, and it never will be. It's the difference between panicking and knowing exactly what to do. It's linked right below this video. Please don't leave without grabbing it. You've been watching Puppy's Health. This is James Carter. Subscribe for daily pet health tips. Now tell me, which of these 5 are you trying tomorrow morning? Comment your dog's name and the one you're starting with. The information in this video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional veterinary advice. Always consult your veterinarian regarding your pet's health.